bringing the people behind our food to life.
Mark Gunther from Fortune magazine. One reason we have large-scale centralized food in this country, as you alluded to in the beginning, is because it's cheap and a smaller part of our income goes for food than did 20 or 30 years ago. How do you see factoring in the true environmental and other costs of food into the price of food at the supermarket? You said farmers and fishermen should be paid more. I assume those scallops on day boats are, cheaper than farmed salmon. How do you put those two tensions together?
Yeah, and it's a very good question. And of course, when we ask that question and think about it, we have to distinguish the difference between cost and price. And it's a very important distinction economically, because what we have is a low price system and a high cost system. The costs are expressed in our healthcare system, in the environment, in the loss of habitat, loss of fisheries, loss of soil, loss of water quality, and those are costs basically that are placed on other people, other generations, and they're unequally distributed. And so we have very, very expensive food in this country. It's just that the prices are cheap. And so to make that shift, from cheap food and high externalized costs, that are caused by the production of cheap food, and to make that transition, again, is what this movement is about. And eating enjoyable, pleasurable, biologically raised, sustainable food is a lot more interesting than going to the hospital. And it costs less, and I don't want to brag, I don't want to say, but, I don't have health care, I don't have a doctor, I'm 64 years old, I've been eating organic food since I was 19. And I have no diseases, I have no amber bottles in my medicine cabinet. Now, I feel good, is what I'm saying. So I'm a 44-year experiment in eating organic food, okay? And I just feel like, my staff has health insurance, I want to say. But, so, this is what we've given up, for cheap food, And so the only way we can get back to that really is to basically integrate externalities, so that whether it's our energy producers, our food producers, or any other producers, really have to pay full cost, full freight. In other words, if they do something and it results in expense at some other time, place, or person, they have to integrate that into their prices, so that price and costs are integrated. Once price and costs are integrated, then you have real feedback. And feedback then allows people to make intelligent decisions. But without feedback, it's like garbage in, garbage out. So when you get very cheap food, basically you're getting wrong information. And as I think many of you know, or at least you have an agricultural background, some of you, herbicides don't kill by poisoning a plant, they kill by making it grow too fast, right? So what we have in this economy basically is cheapness that allows us to buy a lot and grow too fast. And that's the sure way how to kill a culture. And so less truly is more. And when food actually reflects its true costs, so forth, what happens is we become more discriminatory. We do buy locally. And the other thing that's driven low food prices is actually cheap energy. And really, it was cheap energy that allowed, whether it's beer companies or bread companies or all the others, to centralize into huge, huge manufacturing facilities and then ship it all across the country in trucks. And that is reversing and changing slowly, not slowly enough in my opinion, but in fact, the era of cheap energy is gone. Peak oil and peak production is here. I was with the Saudi minister on Monday in Los Angeles, and they know it. And they're sitting on 25% of the world's oil. They know it. They're shifting their whole economy away from oil to energy, to renewable energy. This is Saudis. And we're still saying drill, baby, drill. And they, if anybody should understand, where we are with oil, it's going to be the Saudis. And so the day of expensive oil is coming, which means that it's going to reverse the sort of the economies of scale. And I don't think there ever was an economy of scale, actually. I don't think there is. I think at a certain point you get diseconomies, but again, they're covered up by externalities. And so I think the people who are localizing production and localizing food webs and so forth are going to actually be buoyed up over the next 5, 10, and onward in years because of the shift in the price of energy, and they're going to have a competitive advantage instead of a competitive disadvantage.